All right, let's talk about something that can be surprisingly stressful for pretty much anyone who works with computers, making a bootable USB drive. You know, that feeling where one wrong click could literally wipe out your entire system? Well, what if there was a tool designed specifically to make that almost impossible? Today, we're diving into Balena Etcher.
Okay, so just picture it. You've got the latest OS installer, maybe a new Linux distro, and you need to flash it onto a USB stick. You open up some disk tool, you see this list of drives, and that little voice in your head starts whispering, wait, is that my backup drive? Or, oh no, is that my main system drive?
I mean, come on. Who hasn't had that split second of pure panic? You've got a couple of drives plugged in, the names are just a jumble of letters and numbers like Disk 2 S1, and you're just crossing your fingers hoping you pick the right one? That single, terrifying moment is the exact problem we're talking about.
But what if you could just make that fear go away? What if a tool was built from the ground up to prevent that exact catastrophic mistake? Well, turns out there is, and it's called Balena Etcher.
So what is this thing really? Well, Balena Etcher is a totally free and open source app. Its entire job, its whole reason for being, is to write image files onto USB drives or SD cards. But the two most important words you need to remember are simply and safely. That is its whole mission.
And this right here is the key difference. See, a lot of other tools just throw a bunch of powerful options at you and pretty much assume you're an expert. Etcher, on the other hand, assumes you're human. It's built to guide you, to make the whole process so clear that it's actually hard to mess up.
We should probably call its best features what they really are: a safety net. These are the built-in protections working behind the scenes to make sure your data is safe and that the flash actually works on the first try, every single time.
So here's a quick look at that safety net. It's open source. It works on Windows, Mac, and Linux, which is awesome. But what I really want to zoom in on are the features that make it stand out. Things like write validation and its ability to flash multiple devices at once. Now this write validation feature is just fantastic. After Etcher writes the image to your USB drive, it doesn't just call it a day. It actually goes back and reads the entire drive to make sure every single bit perfectly matches the original file. Think of it like automatic proofreading for your data. It guarantees that your new bootable drive isn't corrupted and will actually, boot.
And for all you power users out there, this is a game changer. Imagine you're setting up a computer lab or deploying a bunch of new machines. With Etcher, you can plug in a handful of USB drives and flash the same image to all of them at the exact same time. It is a huge time saver.
Now, of course, Etcher isn't the only game in town. To really get why it's so special, it helps to put it side by side with a more old-school alternative, something like Win32 Disk Imager. Let's see how they compare.
You can kind of think of it like this. Etcher is the modern, safe, polished application designed for just about everyone. Win32 Disk Imager, on the other hand, is more like a bare-bones utility. It's lightweight, it's raw, and it gets the job done. But their whole approach to the problem is completely different. And this table just lays it all out, doesn't it? Look at the difference. Write verification to make sure your data is safe? That's a yes for Etcher, no for the other. Flashing multiple drives at once? Only Etcher. And here's the big one. System drive protection, the feature that physically stops you from wiping your main hard drive? Again, only Etcher has it. That larger file size isn't just bloat, it's the price of peace of mind. It's all those safety features and the nice clean interface rolled into one.
Okay, so whenever we talk about tools that mess with disk drives, there are a couple of questions that always seem to pop up. So let's just get ahead of it and tackle two of the most common ones people have when they first use Etcher.
The classic. You take a big 64 gig USB stick, you flash a 4 gig installer onto it, and suddenly your computer says the drive is only 4 gigs big. You're thinking, wait, did Etcher just eat 60 gigs of my storage space?
Nope, don't worry. This is totally normal, and it's temporary. What happened is that the drive's entire structure was changed to perfectly match the image file you wrote to it. Your space is not gone forever. Once you're done with that bootable drive, you just reformat it, and boom, all of your original space is back. Here's another great one. Let's say you've already got a bootable USB that's set up exactly how you want it. Maybe it's a custom repair tool or something. Can you use Etcher to just make a perfect copy of it?
Absolutely. Yes. Etcher isn't just for writing ISO files. You can actually select another bootable USB as your source, and Etcher will create a perfect bit-for-bit clone of it onto a new drive. It makes duplicating your setups incredibly easy.
So, when you add it all up, the features, the incredible safety net, how it compares to the alternatives, what's the bottom line here? Is Balena Etcher really the right tool for this job?
I think our source for this explainer, Pendrive Apps, really nails it with this quote. It is dependable and highly recommended for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a total beginner just trying to get a Raspberry Pi running, or if you're an IT pro setting up dozens of computers. Etcher just hits that sweet spot of being simple and incredibly safe.
And really, that's what it all comes down to, right? The next time you have to make a bootable drive, you've got a choice. You can use a raw tool and just kind of hope you don't click the wrong thing, or you can use one that has your back. So the real question is, when it's your data on the line, what tool are you going to trust?